Welcome to Covington, Kentucky, where you can get into this beautifully remodeled home for $235,000. This home in Covington, Kentucky is actually in a beautiful little area known as Latonia, which is one of the older subdivisions here in Covington. It is a great little neighborhood, and this home is so cute. Let's take a look inside. So when you walk in, the sellers added this beautiful door with clear glass to let in lots of natural light. When you walk in, the first thing that you see is the stairs going upstairs, and the sellers have painted the wood on the staircase this dark black with the white accents, and then they added these adorable little runner guides on the stair treads just to add a little bit of accents and also so that you don't slip. Now, these homes here in Covington and the Latonia area are older homes. Covington is a river city town. It's one of the older communities here in northern Kentucky. And this home in Latonia was built in 1924. So what does that mean for you as the buyer? That means you get amazing architecture. But because this home has been completely remodeled, you're going to get all of the upgrades as well. So what do I mean by architecture? Well, you can see here you've got the big wide trim, a big open doorway here. And then you go down the hallway. You've got a really cool newel post at the end of the stairway that comes down. So you could just imagine that if you've got a child that's in high school, when they come down for their homecoming, or if you're a young adult and you're getting married, maybe taking pictures coming down the staircase, such a beautiful area. Now, at one point, this would have had doors on it. You can see the little hinge up at the top there. But now it is nice and open. Now, originally this would have been wood floors, but sometimes these old homes, the wood is just not really in a condition that you can refinish it. So the sellers, when they rehabbed this property, decided to put in an LVT laminate product. But that is super, super durable. It has that wood look. So you get the newer qualities and amenities, but you also have to go along with that. You have the nice durable feel and that wood look. The sellers also added let me get my camera to go up there. The sellers also added the ceiling fan, and there's ceiling fans in the bedrooms upstairs as well as the living room down here. I am going through menopause, and so a good ceiling fan is something that I always look for. The other thing that I will point out as we look around this room, it's a nice big room, and you've got smooth ceilings and smooth walls. Now, these older homes had plaster walls, and if you've ever been in a home with plaster walls, you know that they don't always look smooth. There's cracks in them, they will crack and re-crack, but these walls in here are gorgeous. The sellers, when they remodeled this home, did a wonderful job creating that smooth feel. Now, they also upgraded all of the windows in the home, and they kept, one of the things I love is that they kept the transom in here. Now, back in the day, before air conditioning was commonplace in most homes here in northern Kentucky, people used transoms to let air flow in and out. Now, this transom window does not open. It's a fixed window. The window below does open to get airflow, but this is going to give you some nice, amazing light in the home. And it gives you a nice little look out onto the front porch where they've got a porch swing. And who doesn't love a porch swing? Can't you just see yourself sitting there, sipping your morning coffee on a Saturday morning, watching the life go by on the street? It would just be an amazing thing to do. So this room right here is the formal living room. And I will say this home is being offered for sale by Stephanie Benedetti with Remax Victory and Affiliate. She's a wonderful agent, and she is actually part of the group that remodeled this home as well. That's part of their business model, is that they will remodel homes throughout the Northern Kentucky community. I've sold many of these properties and they do a terrific job. It's not just paint and carpet and call it a day. They really do a very thorough job remodeling these homes. So you have a nice living room. You can imagine a little sectional going over there in the corner. You could put a chair right here. You could have a TV on that wall, or maybe over in the corner, or maybe you just keep this as a living space and you don't put a TV in. We're seeing that come back more and more as people don't want to have the craziness of the news cycle in their lives every day. So then we're going to go from the formal living room, we're going to walk into the formal dining room. And they put a beautiful new, but also, I wouldn't say vintage, but an older look, but it's a new light fixture in here. You've got a new window in here as well. And the new flooring carries throughout. Again, you've got the super smooth ceilings, no stucco or stomped ceilings here. And you've got the laminate wood flooring on the floor. They even maintained this black and white theme here in the vents. And you can see the vent covers are new, and the AC is kicking in here. It feels wonderful. We are having a little bit of a hot spell right now. We just had some storms, so it's kind of humid. So to come in here, it's nice and fresh and cool in here. Then you've got this big open area. And again, look at the big, thick molding and trim pieces around the doorway. Nice big doorway from the dining room into the kitchen. We'll look at the kitchen next, and then we'll look at the half bath, because this home has 1.5 baths in it, and all for under $250,000. You guys, this is a really good deal. You can move in with no worries at all about anything. So the sellers remodeled this kitchen top to bottom. They've got beautiful white cabinetry and granite countertops. You don't normally see granite countertops in a home in this price range. So you've got that upgrade. You've got a little extra paint for you, and beautiful white cabinets, again, keeping with that white and black motif. You've got the black handles on all of the cabinetry. You've got a stove over top of or a microwave over top of the stove, not the other way around. That would be really weird. The microwave, and they've raised the microwave up a little bit. Now, sometimes I'll see people raise that top cabinet on top of the microwave up a little bit, just to add a little bit of architectural accent. But I think in this home, it really looks very nice to be a nice clean line right across the top there of the cabinetry. You've got these two nice size symmetrical cabinets right here, then the cabinet above the microwave. And the microwave is, it may seem like it's up a little bit higher, but it gives you nice space to be able to cook on the stove below. You've got a brand new microwave. And the stove, look at the stove. It's a smooth top stove, which is really nice. Some people prefer gas if you really like to cook, but I will say there's nothing better than the ease of cleaning on a flat top stove. And this is a 5-burner stove. So you've got the 4 burners, and then you've got a warming zone in the middle. Again, it is brand spanking new. The paperwork is still in there. You've got a cabinet over to the side. Great place to put all your pots and pans, maybe your lids. You've got another one of those cabinets over here. Maybe cutting boards are a good thing for that. Look at all this counter space. This is great counter space. And you've got I love these faucets. The taller faucets, so deep sink. And then, oh, my camera's getting a mind of its own here. Deep sink, and then the nice tall faucet that pulls down and is a sprayer as well. So very versatile sink. Space under the sink, stainless steel matching, the dishwasher matches the stove and the microwave. Look at all that counter space. You guys, I have a dinky kitchen. I would love to have this much counter space in my house, and great counter or cabinet space as well. Then you come over here and you've got a great refrigerator, again keeping with that black, white, stainless motif. So you've got a stainless refrigerator. I personally am not a fan of side-by-side refrigerators, so I think having a refrigerator that is either a single door or double doors is very nice. And then you've got the freezer on the bottom with 2 drawers in there. And again, that is brand new as well. So this is a view from the kitchen into the dining room. Now, off of the dining room is the half bath. And the half bath also has the laundry room in it as well. Let me see if I can get my camera to cooperate. So you have your laundry hookup, because this basement, the house does have a basement, but it's a trapdoor entrance to the basement, which is very common in some of these older homes. But most people don't want to carry their laundry up and down stairs through a trapdoor basement entrance. So the sellers, when they rehabbed this home, brought the washer and dryer up here. And you might think it's a little odd to have it in the bathroom like this, but it's actually super, super convenient. And the sellers have again done everything right. You've got a GFCI outlet here, the electric dryer plug, your washer right here. This is where your water is going to drain from your washer. You've got another GFCI outlet here as well, so you can plug other things in there as well. Brand new toilet, brand new little sink. Look how cute this little sink is. I love little sinks like this. It's just so cute. Perfect use of the space, because you don't feel overwhelmed in here. If there was a bigger sink and vanity, I think you might feel a little bit claustrophobic, but you don't feel that at all in here. And it's super convenient to have a half bath on the main floor, because if you're entertaining, you can absolutely let people use this bath, and then the upstairs bath is just for the people who live here. So again, you've got a nice view of the dining room, over into the living room, back into the kitchen. Now, before we go upstairs, I want to show you a little hidden gem, is this little nook back here. Now, this is a very versatile room. So you've got double windows here, single window there, and then you've got a door with a nice window there. This is your trap door down into the basement, and we'll go down there at the end of the tour. But I want to stay in this room for a little bit. So when that trap door is closed, it lays flat, and you can absolutely walk on it. There's no harm or anything or worry at all about that. And you've got this great room. Now, I would personally use this room as like a mudroom area with maybe a coat rack, benches, things like that, because just outside of this door is access to the garage and off-street parking. You can see where their trailer is parked is your driveway, and then this right here is your detached garage. So if I was going to make this my home, I would come in mostly through this door right here in the back, and I would come in and make this a little like area for benches and a coat rack and all of those things. You could also make it an office area, a little den. You could do any number of things with it. So that's just an extra little bonus room. This is a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath home with a formal living room, formal dining room, kitchen, and then that bonus little area. Now, before we go upstairs, again, I want to show you this door right here. Now, in a lot of homes in this style, this door is going to actually go to the basement, because see how it lines up with the stairs? They try to keep stairways on top of one another. And so a lot of times this door will go to the stairs, but because the basement is accessed from that trap door, this is actually a closet. Now, I am personally a big Harry Potter fan, and so I always call this the Harry Potter room, because if you read the books, Harry, before he gets his letter to Hogwarts, lived in the closet under the stairs. So if you happen to have a future wizard living with you, this would be a perfect place for them to stay. If you don't, or you don't believe in magic, then this would also be a great storage area for you. You could keep Christmas decorations, all different kinds of things in there. But you do have storage out in the garage, and you can store stuff in the basement as well. Okay, so now let's go upstairs. It's a really nice stairwell, not super tight. I've been in some stairwells that are high stairs that are it's almost like a ladder. I've been in them that are very tight spaced. And this really is neither of those things. It's a nice stairwell. You can see going down. And then when you come up, you also don't feel super claustrophobic. So you have a bedroom, another bedroom, and a bathroom. So I'm going to start with the bathroom because it's so pretty. So this bathroom has beautiful tile floor. Look at this super cool mid-century modern vanity with the sink and the mirror and the lights. Everything is just really has a cool vibe to it. And then you've got the beautiful new tub and surround with a shower head that is a little taller. Let me go up, not down. So I have a lot of clients who tend to be a little taller. I don't really know why, but I just do. And so a lot of times I'll have buyers tell me they can't stand when they get into a shower and the shower head is so low that it's hitting them in the face, or they have to duck down to put their head under the water. You would not have that here at all. You've got a really nice tub. And then, like I said, the shower head is nice and tall. So you could absolutely stand under the shower head, even if you were a little taller, and still not have to worry about it hitting you in the face. It could actually hit you on your head and body. Now you've got a little nook back here. Nice little space if you wanted to put in some built-in shelves. That would be a great place to do that. So you could have some linen, a space for linens. The window, of course, when you're in the bathroom, you don't want your neighbors to see you unless you're a voyeur, and then maybe you do want to be seen. So the window in here is new, but it's a frosted glass, so you can't see into it. Again, you've got the GFCI outlets, 2 in this bathroom, right on either side of the sink. And you've got some storage under the sink and that really cool vanity. So now we're going to walk into the largest of the bedrooms. This would be considered the primary bedroom because of its size. A lot of times primary bedrooms are in the back of the homes, but in these homes that were built in the 1910s, 1920s, a lot of times the primary bedroom will be in the front of the house. Now the bedrooms do have carpeting rather than the flooring, and that is a choice made intentionally because a lot of times people don't want their bedrooms to have hardwood floors, or they're going to put an area rug down anyway. It's nice to step out of bed and be on carpeted flooring rather than hard flooring. Although I will say personally, I do love a good hardwood floor. So again, beautiful new windows. There's 3 windows in here. And for my menopausal women or people who just are hot-blooded, you've got a beautiful ceiling fan. The ceiling fan and light have a remote, which comes in super handy. You can either leave it on the wall or you can put it by your bedside. And that way, if you get in bed and forgot to turn the light out, you can do it right from the ease with your remote. So here is the closet. You've got some space up above. So you've got the shelves there and then the rack. Plenty of room in there. This gives you a little bit of a look at the neighborhood. So this Rosina is right off of Route 17. So the 2 avenues that go into Latonia, which again is one of the older suburbs of Covington, is Route 17 and Route 16. So this front is closer to Route 17. And one of the really cool things about this, my dad grew up in this area, and there is a super cool Dairy Whip ice cream place that's within walking distance of this home, just right up on 17. There's also a beautiful cemetery, Mother of God Cemetery is up there. Really cool shops that's all within walking distance down here. So Latonia is a really neat place. And there's the area kind of off of 17, and then DeCourcy Pike runs off of 16. You can get to DeCourcy from here. It's in walking distance, biking distance, but it's a little bit closer to 17. So this is the second bedroom. Little bit smaller, but still a really good size. Brand new carpet, big wood trim, dark doors, keeping that black and white look going. Now, this is something that people don't think about anymore, but they did a lot back in the day. This window right over here is up a little bit higher. So you could easily put a bed right under this window without blocking the window behind the headboard. Then you've got this beautiful window here, so you could put a bed under that window that's up higher on the wall, then have a long chest over here, and then you've got a great closet right here. You've got shelves, and you could absolutely put a bar here or put hooks if you wanted to, if you'd rather have that. So upstairs in this home, it's 2 bedrooms and 1 full bath upstairs, and then a half bath on the main floor. So now let's go downstairs, and I'll take you to the basement. So basements are just holes in the ground. So you have to kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at basements in the older neighborhoods of Covington, Latonia, Newport, areas like that. Because they sometimes do leak. And it depends on what has been done to the property if it does leak or not. Now I'm going to pause this for a moment so I don't trip going down the stairs because I don't want that caught on camera. Okay, I made it down the stairs safely in one piece. So now we're in the basement. Now, basements, like I said, they are holes in the ground. They sometimes will leak a little bit. It's how much and how much you're willing to tolerate is the question, and if the sellers have done anything to remedy it. In this case, they absolutely have done some stuff to remedy the potential leaking in the basement. So first of all, I want to point out the furnace. It is a gas furnace. That's natural gas. That's very common in these older neighborhoods. Also a gas water heater, and this water heater was just put in this year, so it's a brand new water heater. The furnace is not brand new, but it's in good condition. They've also replaced some of the plumbing. So in these older homes, you're going to see a lot of these cast iron pipes. They've replaced some of that with the PVC pipes, which is what you see in newer homes. At one point in time, the laundry would have been down here. The only real remnants of that is the stationary tub is still down here. So if you need to wash the dog, if you need to wash something out, paintbrushes, whatever, you're going to come down into the basement. The basement also has glass block windows. Now you'll notice that 2 of these glass block windows have little windows in them. So this is going to allow ventilation down in the lower level, in the basement area. There's also been a little bit of structural support that's been added here. So you've got these beams on either side. You have the steel I-beam that runs across, but sometimes the floors will sag and things. So you've got your steel I-beam here, but then you've got those extra support beams here to just boost up the floor a little bit. And then over here, so when we come down into the basement on the right-hand side, they had some movement on the wall on this side. And so to stabilize that, they've put in these steel beams here. They're secured down on the floor, and then they're also secured up at the top as well. You can see that. And what that does is it stabilizes the wall from any further movement coming in. Now, is it something to be concerned about? This is very common in this area. It's always a good idea if you have any questions about the structure of the house to have a structural engineer come and take a look at it as a part of your regular home inspections. That'll just give you a little extra peace of mind. Here's your main water shutoff, and it's nicely concealed by that beam. You've got your breaker box here, and it is breakers, not fuses. Older homes were originally built with fuse systems, and even before that, an old form of wiring called knob and tube wiring. This has got breakers in it. It's probably 100-amp service, so not a ton of power, but it's perfect for the size house this is. These two windows that are towards the front of the house do not have ventilation in them, and that's totally fine and normal. The purpose of glass block is to give you a little extra security because they're very difficult to break through those windows. Now this room up here, and there's two doorways to get in, this is under the front porch. And so it is concrete on the ceiling, block on the walls, and concrete on the floor. So if you ever have a tornado warning or a bad storm, this is where you're going to want to come and hang out. Now, you do have glass block windows over here, and you do have a window over in that corner as well. But this is probably the safest place if you are going to be in a storm. This is your gas meter right here. Now, back in the day, they used to have to come inside houses to read gas meters. They don't have to do that anymore. They can be read from the street. Now, remember I said that basements are holes in the ground and sometimes they'll leak? Well, the sellers have put in a sump pump. So that's what this is right here. The white pipe goes down into basically like a bucket. And when the water inside there gets to a certain level, it kicks on the submergible pump, the sump pump. The sump pump then pumps the water up through this pipe and it takes it outside. So it takes the water that comes in towards the foundation or is going to come into the house, gathers it, and pumps it outside. Now, here's the funny little thing. Sump pumps run on electricity. So you can see this sump pump is plugged in right there. When it storms, sometimes your power goes out. When your power goes out, your sump pump's not going to work unless you have a battery backup like these sellers do. So this has extra security because if the electricity goes out, your sump pump is still going to run because you've got a battery backup. So this is a great little basement. Now, is it a basement that you're going to finish? Probably not, but maybe you could. There is a little bit of water down here right at the bottom of the stairs. So there's still a little bit of water in the basement, but overall this is a nice basement area. So I'm going to go back upstairs. I'll take you outside and we'll finish up our tour. Okay, I am back. So I closed up the basement door. So this is the trap door. You wouldn't even notice it unless you were looking for it. Now we're going to go outside and take a look at the outside. This is on a corner lot, so there's not a ton of yard space that you need to maintain. A little bit of yard space there. Detached garage. And a little bit of yard space here on the side and in the front. You also have an amazing front porch on this front yard, which is terrific. Look at this super cute front porch. And that's that swing. So now we've come full circle. This home is listed with Stephanie Benedetti with Remax Victory and Affiliates. It is offered at $234,900. So if you want to take a look at this home, drop a comment below or send me a text message or give me a call. Also, be sure and like and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of the other property tours or amazing hints and helpful tips for buying and selling real estate here in Northern Kentucky.